did you get that mentality of just being like, I need to get over this. Like, I need to get over myself.
Trial and error. You grow up and you make game-winning shots, and it's awesome. You come back the next day and miss a game-winning shot, and it's misery. And then the next day comes, and you're back playing again, and you understand that life has a cyclical nature where it's, what you do on Monday, it's fantastic, but then Tuesday is a bad day. But guess what? There's Wednesday. So are we just supposed to live our lives like this the whole time? Versus just staying like this and understanding that it's really just a journey of evolution every day. It's just constant improvement, constant curiosity, constantly getting better. The results don't really matter. It's the figuring out that matters. I don't even like to use the word happiness, but that's just a fleeting feeling. It can just go so up and down. I don't want to chase that feeling. It's just not an efficient way for me to live. I feel like just having peace and really simply just enjoying being alive every day is the best place for me to be. I don't want to be happy and sad. Like, I don't even want to have to go through that. I just want to just kind of float through life. I experience so much.
Woo! What is going on, dreamers? Good morning. Good morning. Rise and shine. Hope everybody had a great week so far. We are coming into Thursday, another grateful day. We are expecting and we are getting miracles. Shane and Talina in the building. Cedric, it's so nice to see you. Ready for a great day ahead today. As you can see from the topic, we're going to be talking about the 4 reasons why many don't like change. And here's the deal, right? When it comes to change, it's not abnormal for us to not like change. In fact, change is one of the scariest things for a lot of us because this is where the shift happens, right? On the other side of change is a new version of us, right? So today, I'm ready to go ahead and dive into it. Let's go, Johnny in the building. Here we go. Let's talk about a little bit of the 4 reasons why people don't like change. But before we do, let's get a little bit of gratitude coming into today. What is everybody grateful for on this beautiful Thursday? You see, I got my buddies, I got my birds chirping in the back. They're taking notes. So here we go. Let me get live and let's get a little bit of gratitude. And we are diving into today the 4 reasons many don't like change. Here we go. Also, we are live on IG and it is game time. I'm so grateful for God. I'm thankful to be alive. I'm grateful for the access to information that we have. I'm grateful. Let's go. Greater for water. You already know we have the alkaline. We've got the Kangen over here. I'm grateful to be able to get this morning routine in nice and early. I didn't get a chance to post it in the chat yet today, dreamers, but just know it absolutely has gotten done today. 326 documented in the books, written the vision plain. And let me tell you, right, what is coming for the summer is very abundant, right? There's a lot happening still for the second half of June, right? We've got amazing things happening in July. We've got our Cancun trip. We've got a couple events coming in planned. We've got Croatia over in September, and lo and behold, a lot of huge announcements coming from now in between then. So get ready. We've got some really cool things. We actually have the Summer Splash promotion going on right now for about 3 more days left. So don't forget about that. That's going to be huge to leverage. So with no further ado, let's get into it for the day. Frankie, I see you, brother. What's happening? All right, the 4 reasons. You ready? 4 reasons why many don't like change. I got this training years ago, and this is one that's always stuck out to me because along my journey, I've always been able to go back to this training. In fact, it's probably been about a year since I've actually went through this one, and I always like to go back through it right around this time because I know right around this time of the year is a time where it's easy to slip. Right, it's easy to go ahead and really get into the summer habits, right? The pool parties, all of the sports events, right? Everybody's going out with so many distractions going on. I wanted to give this call today because I can just feel it in the air, right? How many of you might have feel like, just over the past couple weeks, maybe the past couple months, there's been certain scenarios that have tried to go ahead and pull back the old version of us, right? 1111, paint your vision, okay? I'm right there with you, right? I've had I've had family issues go on as well. So here's what I want to talk about today, and this is huge, okay? In order for us to go ahead and get to that next level, the truth is it's going to take the old version literally dying to go ahead and wake up the new version to go ahead and step into that one to really go ahead and realize what's possible, right? The moment that we get off of this call, you're going to realize the difference, okay? So here's the first key. Number one is going to be people feel awkward and people feel self-conscious doing something new. Okay, that's just the truth. I don't care. A lot of these skill sets, believe it or not, I felt awkward doing all of them. I felt awkward trading, felt awkward speaking, I felt awkward making an e-commerce store, having no idea realistically what I was doing yet. But I started to realize a couple of different things along this journey, right? Number one, you have to start doing things that make us uncomfortable, right? Staying stagnant, staying in the same spot. I started to realize, right, once I got a real mentor, he said, anybody that says you're comfortable, well, the fact of the matter is, there's actually nothing even comfortable about being comfortable, right? Our comfort zone is filled with anxiety. It's filled with a little bit of depression. It's filled with a little bit of a gap, knowing that we can do more so we can become more, right? Drop a 3 down below if you guys have had that feeling in the past couple of weeks, maybe past couple of months. If you just know there's just that burning desire that's inside that we know that we can become more. Because here's the truth. It's absolutely available for all of us, but it just takes really getting tapped in, right? Maybe cutting off some of the negative influences, right? Really getting in touch with our higher creator, right? All of this is so important when it comes to really finding peace of mind and understanding that this journey is going to take a little bit of uncomfortability, right? Just like going to the gym, it takes breaking down, it takes running at pain. Isn't that funny, right? How when we go to the gym, we run at pain, and that's what allows us to rebuild. But you see, if we run away from it, the exact opposite happens, right? The growth starts to decline. So I started to look at all these different areas that made me nervous, that gave me butterflies, that got me a little bit uncomfortable. And that's where the real magic begins. So notice every day that you do a story, every day you go and put out a trade, every day that you get on a Zoom call, you ask a question, you're sharpening that sword. And if it feels like it gives you butterflies, if it feels like it makes you a little bit abnormal, that's a good thing, right? Every day is filled with adventure. Every day can be filled with miracles. And the only way that really happens is by getting outside of what we're normally used to doing, right? Ed Mylett, he wrote a book called The Power of One More. What if we were able to adopt that concept in every area of our life, to just do one more video, do one more push-up, make one more call, right? Go ahead and shake one more hand today. That's all uncomfortable, but I can promise you, you compound that for 30 days, watch the growth that happens in all different areas of life. I'm talking mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and it all starts with, first and foremost, getting a little bit uncomfortable. But most people, I get it, right? It's scary. But on the other side of that is our greatness. So that's number one. Here's number two. Okay. Here's number two. People initially focus. You ready? Check this out. People initially focus on what it is that they have to give up, not realizing that we do have to give up to go up. Okay. Now, here's what I mean by that, right? I'm talking about what are some habits that have been dominating right now that I guarantee you we can let go of to allow us to go ahead. Because here's what happens, right? Whenever we let go of something, it takes being able to go ahead and grab hold of something new. So if we're letting go of a negative habit, that negative habit could be scrolling through social media. That negative habit could be maybe eating a lot of sugary and processed foods all day. So whenever we take something out, it takes being able to go ahead and replace that. So don't think, oh man, I got to give up sugar. I got to give up my sweets. You're not giving that up. What happens if you replace that with the smoothie? What if we replace anything that we're going to eat sugar with fruits, dates, right? Anything of that nature. So understand that it seems scary to give things up, right? Even for me, music. I love music. But as I started to study the 1%ers, there's a reason why they listen to audios all day long. There's a reason why they're filling themselves up with books all throughout the day, right? Because whatever we think about most of the time, we become. So for a moment, for seasons of my life, yes, I gave up music and I started tuning into audios, right? Anywhere that I would go in my car, they say we can turn our car into a mobile classroom, right? Imagine on the way to the gym. Imagine on the way to the work. They say literally during a 6-month span, just in driving, right, through all the different places that we go, we spend almost 2 semesters as if we were in school. So imagine how much information we learn in school in 2 semesters, right? How much we can learn in that time. Well, the same thing goes with books. The same thing goes with audios. So giving up to go up. What can we give up that's the old us to go ahead and replace it with the new to allow us to create a whole different perspective inside of life? right? So this is going to be individual. This is going to be for you, that you're going to have to take some time and really identify this for yourself. Okay. It's unrealistic to think that we're not going to be able to lose anything along the course of this journey. Let me just be honest. If no one wants to be brutally honest, I'll be the first one to tell you there's going to be things that have to die in order for us to really get to that next level. They wrote a whole book on it. It's called What Got You Here Will Not Get Us There. So I know for a fact, even for myself, right, there's certain things that we can go ahead and cut out and allow us to let the higher version really seep in, right? And for me, I believe this is a season where I'm building my connection with my creator, right? I'm really building a stronger connection with God. And I believe this is what's going to allow me to get to that next level, because I'm getting tested, right? Family issues. I got some serious family health issues going on. And this is not always something that you can grind your way out of or hustle your way out of, like I used to always think my whole life. But this is where real faith comes in. So this season, what is it that we can go ahead and give up to go up to allow us to go ahead and start seeing the change and allow the change to go ahead and flow to and through us? Okay, so that's number 2. Here's number 3, right? Number 3, go ahead and drop some 3s down below. Got the fresh smoothie going. I see you, JoJo. Yes. All right, so check this out. Here's number 3. I learned this along the way. This is a big one, right? Number 3 is people are afraid to get ridiculed. It's real simple, okay? At the end of the day, most people are not willing to go ahead and get bold because we're afraid of other people's opinions, right? I've been there. I know what it's like to go ahead and be afraid to go ahead and put out our voice, our story, put out content, because we're worried about what somebody else is going to say. But you know what I started to understand? Somebody's opinion, right, is not going to pay my bills. So all of the fear, all of the negativity, all of the scared thoughts, I started to realize was just like air, right? It doesn't really exist. It's something that's false, created inside of our own minds. People used to say, meditating, you're a dork. Reading, you're wasting your time, right? Why are you putting out motivational captions? You're not influencing anybody. These are all the things that I heard along the course of this journey. Trading is a scam. You're never going to make any money doing that thing. Why are you spending so much money to go ahead and learn these skill sets? Nobody could see what I saw along the way. And here's the deal. For you, most of the time, the closest people around us, they're not going to see what we see either. I'm talking about best friends, family, maybe parents, maybe even professors at school. And this is the way entrepreneurship is designed, right? All of you know the term by now. They say it takes strangers to celebrate us before what? Before our friends actually support us. And that's for a reason, right? If you were to ask me how many of my best friends that I went to high school, that I went to college with, ask me how many of them are in my business. 0. Goose egg. Not one of them, right? But they're strangers that we've been able to meet online that we've actually been able to create a phenomenal relationship with, right? So this is the beauty of understanding a couple of different things. Not being afraid of what somebody else has to say, because you could put out that one post, that one like, that one comment that literally not only creates a relationship between you two, but that sparks a movement to go ahead and influence not just your families, but countless individuals around, right? This is why the Dream Team was created, because I knew there were so many like-minded of us out there, and we can use the law of attraction to go ahead and bring us all together to use these strengths to create synergy, right? There's a reason why they say teamwork makes the dream work. There's a reason why they say you go fast by yourself, but we go far with a family, right? But the only way we'll be able to do that is by not being afraid to get ridiculed, by not being afraid to get loud, by not being afraid to be the light. Think about it. If nobody ever introduced you to this opportunity, where would you be at? For my dreamers, right, that are listening. So understand how selfish it is to be able to hold this information to ourselves. I'm telling you, like, you're going to see, I've got one of my craziest testimonies and podcasts coming up. A 16-year-old that happened to see one of my YouTube videos. She literally didn't go to college, and she became a full-time trader before she was 20 years old. Imagine the stories, imagine the impact that we're stopping by being afraid of what other people think. My mentor would say, how much money are you leaving on the table by letting your fears run your life? Woo! He said millions. Millions of dollars. I was like, wow, that's true. He said, you're rich, I'm right. Move on. I love it though. This is true. This is just the facts. You can't argue these things. So change is scary, right? but it's 100% worth it. So that's my 3 for you. I've got my last one. My last but not least. This is a good one too, okay? Here's number 4. Draw some 4s down below. The last but not least is going to be dun, 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 dun. People might feel alone, okay? During some of these seasons, you might feel slightly alone during this process. Let me be the one to tell you. Now, here's what I mean by alone, okay? I don't mean by alone as if you guys don't have a community, because our community is thriving, right? You can go in the group chat, you can see all the energy, you can see the testimonies, you can see the level up every single day. But what I mean by alone, I'm talking about the people that's around you, maybe the closest people that love you. If you can take a temporary loss of self-esteem from people who cannot see your vision, especially at the beginning, this is where the magic really happens, right? I can't tell you how many times I've seen people let the closest ones around them that don't even understand what they're doing pick at their vision, and eventually they pick their whole seed to where they have no vision left. So I just want to warn you, right? I want to go ahead and allow you to see this path first before you go ahead and get to that curve in the mountain, because this is something that allows so many people to get run off the road to success, right? Nobody, most of the time, nobody is going to want your dream as much as you want it. That's something that you're going to learn along the way. Most of the time, people are not going to want your dream as bad as you want it. So don't be afraid as you go out and get bold and people don't have the same energy that you have, especially when you're still used to hanging around your same circle of influence, right? Because when you get around other egos, when you see the other energy that's out there, there are so many that are just like us. It just takes us vibrating at that frequency, putting out that content, and start attracting them into our life, right? So we're not lonely at the end of the day, but this process, you gotta know the numbers. I want to just give you the numbers right now so you understand it. Okay, 95% of people are not moving like the way it is that you're moving, right? They're not thinking the way it is that we're thinking. They're not studying. They're not reading and growing on a daily basis. They're listening to the same people. They're going through the same problems. They're going through the same habitual cycles day in and day out, and years go by, and they wonder how it is that they got to that place. But you see, the 5%, this is the difference. The 5%, they are learning every day. They are growing. They're getting around a greater circle of influence. So they can go ahead and sharpen their sword every day. So this road, yes, you are part of the 5%. Yes, you are part of the road that is less traveled. If it was easy, everybody would do it. So don't be afraid to go ahead and be bold. And when people don't see what you see at the beginning, that's okay. Just know the right people are gonna be here for you, and the ones that aren't, right, are gonna naturally go ahead and fade off. Right? I've had people in my life, right? People that have told me at the beginning, oh, that you're never going to be able to make money training. You're never going to be able to learn these skill sets. Well, guess what? I continue to stay on the path. I continue to go on the go lives. I continue to stay studying. I continue to show up on a daily basis. And as years went by, no offense, they're still working at the same places, but we have completely leveled up, not just financially. I'm talking about, forget about financially, physically, mentally, emotional, spiritually. The person that we become along the way is way more worth the money, anything materialistic that we get as far as the destination goes, right? I would rather the journey 10 out of 10 times than just getting to the goal. Because once you reach the goal, there's always something else. There's always something else that's shiny that we're always looking to go grab. So I wanted to fall in love with the process. I wanted to fall in love with the journey. Because with the journey, anybody can strip anything that you've made, anything that you've done. But once you've mastered these skill sets, you can always go get it right back. Nobody can take that away from you. So, family, with that being said, that's my training for everybody today. I hope you got a little bit of value on the 4 ways on how we can go ahead and apply change and actually use this as a superpower, right? Believe it, all of these 4, we can actually use this to our advantage. We can actually go out and number 1, okay, we can understand that we can give up things that's not benefiting our life right now, and we can go ahead and replace them with something new, right? The junk food that we're eating, how much higher would we be vibrating if we're drinking alkaline, if we're eating whole foods all day, right? So this change, that's going to cause a huge shift. Here's number 2, right? Or I'm sorry, that was number 2. Number 1 is people always feel self-conscious doing something new, right? What is the growth? What is the shift that happens when you go and create your podcast? when you go and create that series, when you go out and you do that one more thing that we might have been afraid to do, what does the results look like in 30 days? That's just the first two parts of change. How about number 3? People are afraid to be ridiculed. What does life look like? What does impact look like when we start getting very loud with our voice, when we start getting bold, and we stop being afraid of what somebody else thinks? Think about the impact in the next 30, 60, 90 days. And number 4, what does life look like when we're not afraid to be alone during the process? And by alone, I mean by alone as far as people that can't see your vision at the beginning. But at the same time, we're surrounded by such a beautiful community. Go ahead and mastermind and grow and use each other's stories and testimonials as fire to go ahead and light that flame so the world can come and watch us burn. So family, that is the 4 ways that people can go ahead and not only understand, but utilize change to our advantage. You see, change is neither good, neither bad. It is what we make it. So family, go ahead and drop some 4s down below if you got a little bit of value nobody told you today. I'm proud of you. I'm grateful for you. And I'm so excited to see the continued abundance that is flowing in. I'm seeing JoJo absolutely just hit 500 sales. Shane and Talina manifesting beautiful things. Cedric, I can see you flowing over there, brother, getting events going. Love it. Johnny's making moves. So proud of you guys. IG, Brittany in the building. Mills, let's go. Mills, I see you. I see you throwing events. I see you showing up every day on a daily basis. So I want to be the first to go to congratulate all of you for your success. It is here and on the way. So remember, it is your favorite entrepreneur, Define Dreams. Remember, you can be, do, and have anything we can hold in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. Let's have a great day. Phenomenal rest of the week. A lot of value coming in the chats. Stay tuned and get ready for an abundant day. Dreamers, it's game time. Let's get to work.